Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. Right, I thought I'd just throw in a few pellets for the koi. They're starting to circle there like little vultures, ready to come up. Still a little bit spooky. Haven't had the covers off the pond for that long, but they're starting to get a little bit more tamer now because it was a lot darker on the outside under those sheets. But hopefully they'll be up within the next couple of minutes, having their first feed of the spring. And they're slowly coming up, as you can see. I haven't spent that much time in the workshop here recently, and obviously they're not used to my footsteps, but they soon realised it was me coming in. They started to get a little bit more active, and hopefully they'll come up for a feed very shortly. There you go. It only takes one of them to come up, and they'll all be up for a feed. Lovely to see them. Like I said, a little bit more spooky still. Even my voice is scaring them a little bit. Puts a little vibration through the water. But they'll soon get used to me being back in here. Yes, they're all getting nice and tame again now, which is fantastic. Turned up the waterfall a little bit more now. Add a little bit more oxygen into the water. That G's them up a little bit, gets them a little bit more active. As you can see, they're starting to come up for their food now, which is wheat germ and garlic, to help that little immune system kick in for the spring. Now what I was going to show you today, I've been doing a little bit of work, as you can see, on the old 6-foot paludarium there. Now I've put lots of polystyrene up on the wall. I've made a nice little trough along the back there, and it goes all the way around to there. Now I've blocked it off both ends. We're going to wash all this later on in cement wash, but I've got to stick on lots of other bits. But what I've got, which I actually bought a while ago, is one of these little guys. Now that is a polystyrene cutter, and that is how I've been taking all these little bits out like that. It's a it's a little hot wire. You plug it in, and you can chop away at this stuff, and it's fantastic. But what I've got to do is I've got to come over the back there, so I want one little waterfall to come out over here, so I can't cut down to the base, because what I want to do is fill this area up here with media, because I want this to be the actual filter above. Okay, and so in the back there is where it's all going to be going, all the filter media. I think I'll use alpha grog. I've got loads of that kicking around, so I'll put some of that in there, and we can have a waterfall coming over there, and I think I might put another one there, so we're going to have a little tiny cascade there and one there as well. And I think what we'll do, I've got some lovely wood in here as well. As you can see, some beautiful old bits of bogwood which I've kept over the years from various aquariums that I've made, so they can all go back in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here yet, but I think what I'll do is I'll put the pump down in here, and we'll come up and I'll melt a hole through there, and I'll put some pipe work up, seal it on the inside, so then the water will pump up, flood this area right the way through here. I'll put another pump down this end here, having the same there, so it floods up through there, so all that water will be moving down through there, coming over here. Okay, that water then will be flowing up through there, coming over there, and I may put even another one here as well, just so that bit gets a little bit more water through it as well. So I think 3 very small pumps, which I can hide behind the woodwork, so you're never going to see those until, well, I can put my hand behind them and to remove them, just for cleaning and so on. And then what I'm going to do is I've got all these other little bits like this, which I've cut off, which then what I can do in turn is then glue those back on. Hopefully the glue will arrive today, and then I can put little bits on like that. Okay, and when I cement wash it all over, it's just going to look like stone. I know it looks a bit strange at the moment, but then I can stick them up here as well and create nice little drips. We're going to have moss and all that sort of stuff on the walls as well. But I've got another big chunk of polystyrene on the floor down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick nice little boulders around, cut them up, and then we're going to just lightly just touch them with a blow lamp, and that will just smooth off those edges nicely then before we paint it with the very light sand and cement wash, just to give it a nice coating all over the place. Like I said, I've got the bogwood here, nice and secure, everything's there. Tank is painted black on the back, and I've got this lovely tree piece here with a lovely root system on it, which has still got a bit of weed on it actually, and this stunning piece here, which I've had for many years. It's been through a lot of aquariums and different things I've had set up over the years, so I'm going to use that as well somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it actually. I thought about maybe, sorry about all the wriggling around, but there it is. You can see what it looks like. It looks absolutely stunning. So I could have that maybe in the corner like that. Let me know how you think I should place it. That way, waterfalls, different things. I hope you guys have got a visual picture now of what it's going to be like. Like I said, with all this coronavirus and things going on, it's been awkward to get out and about to get things, but I've got a friend who can drop me off some sand and cement and leave it outside the front door, and then I can go and pick it up and he can be on his way, so we don't contact each other, which is very important. What else can we do? Obviously I've got all the trim here and different things which we can put some other bits of facing on later on. But if we go back, I think it's going to look quite tidy that when it's all done. These little guys still coming up for their beans. Once they get a taste for it, our water temperature's going up now. It's 11.5 in the pond, so they're going to be actively eating away, and as soon as they get that taste, they'll be up and about, and obviously feeding them every day now, they're going to start to get more and more tame as we go along. And I think what I should do now is work out whereabouts I'm going to cut this to make other little impressions, and I'm going to cut out some of this. What I'll do is I'll put this, I'll plug this guy in. I know I've got bits of polystyrene, it's stuck all over the place here at the moment. It's a DIY, come on, it's a DIY channel. Like I say, we don't buy things, we make things on here, and there's mess all over the place. So I'll plug this guy in, if I can find the plug. Where is it now? Right, we've got an on-off switch on this little guy, so we'll flick it on, and you may see a bit of smoke come off of there in a minute. There you go. Now that's warming up. Obviously that's burning off the residue that I've been cutting through before, so make sure if you do get one of these guys, make sure you open a window, because it does smoke a little bit. Got a little LED light in there. I think it only cost about £9.99 I think it was. If you look on eBay you'll see them on there. If I remember, I'll put the guy's link, but he's made a lovely job. I could have made one myself, but I thought I'd just crack on and make one of these. So but I'll just show you how easy it cuts through this stuff. Look at that. It just literally floats through it. You can cut down that way, pop it out the other side, and there you go. I'll place that to one side there, and look at that. You can create all kinds of mad effects, and then you could just literally return the bit that you've cut, there, and you could stick it on there, or you could have it that way, stick it on that way, and create all these amazing shapes from polystyrene. I use Gorilla Glue, the water-based one, to stick this stuff. So that's what I plan to be doing. Like I said, make sure you do get a ventilated place or do this outdoors, alright guys, because it does let off quite a bit of a toxic-y smoke or smell, so be careful. But that's what I'm going to do, I think. I've got to source some pumps out around here. I've got lots of little small pumps kicking around in my pile of gear, which is all over the place here. I've got pumps, heaters, diving regulator. Oh, I might do that actually this year, is get in my pond and have a little dive. Get the diving bottle on, get my old regulator on, because I've got to clean out the bottom drain. So there's a job. You might see me underwater one of these days and pop out my pond to say hello to you. But there you go. Everything else is pretty good. We had a bit of a shame actually with the part 2 on the old Harlequins. Sadly I lost the bit of sponge actually went from the back there, and they managed to get sucked in, so I'm going to have to do part 2 of that again very, very shortly. At the moment I was I was given a little female puffer fish. As you can see there, she is, bless her. Look how underweight she is. Oh, I love her. Very, very underweight. So I put her in there. There was lots and lots of snails. Here she comes. Come and say hello. Hello, Skinny. Yeah, the person, he was nipping all her fish, and it was only eating live bloodworms and things. And obviously you can't go out and just get these things as and when now, so she dropped it off for me. So we're going to keep We're going to get you nice and fat, I think, and put you in my little Paludarium, my little round one. I think you can live your days out in there. Look how emaciated she is. But, as you can see, there's lots of little snails lurking around in there, and I've got lots of others in my... I'll just turn this outside light off and you'll see a bit better, I think. And that's the trouble with these little puffers, guys. When people buy them, they think, oh, great, they'll eat all the little pills, you know, little pills, what am I on about? They'll eat all the little beans and things that you can put in there, all the different types of granulated fish food. But in the end of it, they don't. They really just like live food. And you can see how emaciated she is, bless her. But she's looking for those little snails. She's going behind the leaves. She'll find them. She's slowly going to put on weight. There's lots of them creeping around in the substrate, in the gravel down here, which she'll slowly pick away and slowly put on weight. And I've got lots of bloodworms. We've got lots of things. I've got frozen bloodworm. If they're not used to frozen bloodworms, you're going to struggle again. Some will only go for live foods. They're very, very fussy, especially the wild caught ones. That's why I did the breeding video on these. So you guys could buy some if you do see them and give it a go. She's hiding down there now. I think she's hunting, hopping away, eating those little snails. But they're very, very hard to get to feed on other foods. So if you have got one and you're struggling, put some live bloodworm in there. I'm sure you can order it off of eBay. People will still be doing it on eBay and posting it, so you can get it sent to your door. A lot of people forget that. They think because all the shops are shut at the moment that you can't get these live foods from anywhere, but you can order them and they'll come. So we'll get some of those for her as well. I've got some frozen ones. She's not really that keen on those at the moment because there's no movement. It's the movement that attracts them to attack and to eat them, and the movement of the snails as well. You'll find if there's a snail that's not moving, they'll leave it alone. As soon as it moves, it draws their attention, and whack, they'll nail it. You can see there if I go very, very slowly. I think there's a bit of algae on the screen, on the glass there, sorry. Hello. That's a bit better. You see there, she's hunting away actively, looking around, and there's a snail right by you. But as you can see, oh, she got that guy. Look at that, sucking it out the shell. You go for it. Hey, is that good? Happy days. Nice to see you eating and putting some weight back on. You're going to go for that one now, are you? I love the way these things just watch. There you go. Good girl. What you've got to watch with snails, like I've said on the breeding side, when I bred these guys, if you're not familiar with it, go back and have a look at the videos, just how to breed puffer, pygmy puffer fish, and you'll find the series I did on breeding these guys. But what they'll do is they'll go around and they'll pick up all the snails, but they'll only suck out what they can reach, and basically they'll suck out a chunk, they'll eat that, in turn that will kill the snail, but then no more of it's going to come out because they'll just basically eat the foot of the snail, which is like the bit you'd see on a garden snail sliding around, and then the rest of the stomach gets stuck inside, and then that will rot, and you'll end up why you've got a huge algae bloom in your tank. And the reason is because it's decaying in there, and there's lots of them decaying in there at the same time. So try and remove the shells, either siphon them out, try and feed them in a dish if you can, so the snails in a dish, so they'll eat them in the dish quick. Feed them a few a day in amongst the bloodworms, and you should be alright. Anyway guys, I hope you're all staying safe out there. Be careful, keeping your distance and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure you are, but because we don't want you catching this virus that's going around. Very, very nasty, as we know now. It's attacking people of all ages and things, so it's a little bit dodgy. Best thing to do is stay indoors if you can. Breed some fish. Watch my channel, share it with your friends, get breeding some fish. Let's have a Marks Aquatics breeding festival on YouTube. Let me know what you've been breeding, and you can always send pictures. If you're not sure, you can go onto my Facebook group, Marks Aquatics, You're in trouble. I didn't realise you were in there. He's going to be chasing you around. I better get you out in a minute. Yeah. Oh. You better move. Nah, I don't think he's going to go for you. You're more interested in the snails, aren't you? Yeah, you. More interested in the snails. You're going back for that one, aren't you? Look how skinny you are, bless you. Oh. We'll get you back up to speed in no time at all. Yes guys, like I was just saying as we were looking in the other tanks there, it'll be fantastic. Go on Mark's Aquatics on Facebook and hit the old join, and then I'll link you up to it, and you can be sending pictures of things that you've been breeding, like some of you guys have been doing anyway, and it'll be fantastic to see what you guys have been getting up to during this lockdown. Really will. Look at those two little guys going for it. Got lots and lots of raspberries in here as well, the galaxies. Oh, look at that, having a scrap. That's my bit of food. These little guys are doing absolutely fantastic as well. Give you another little update on them. Look at that little fatty in there in his anemone. I don't know where your mate's gone. Tends to go in the zinnia at the back in that little hole, but could be hiding somewhere completely different. But these really done well now. They've really have got a good little relationship going now, these guys. Look at that. Ah, I can see you. If you look right in the middle of the screen there, someone's hiding in amongst the zinnia there, look. Lovely stuff. They've got an anemone each, but this little guy likes that zinnia. That mushroom's looking rather blue today as well. Look at that. Nice little green centre there. Yep, the old Copepod breeding's going well. Look at those guys in there. There's no end of them in there with that phytoplankton that I've been bringing on. I'll try and get a little bit closer for you. You can see that. See what these guys look like. There you go. Lots and lots, and that's what I feed the baby clownfish on these as well. I've got a little sieve which I can show you there. Little micron, very fine micron sieve, and I just take a couple of scoops out of there. Look at that. And feed them in for a nice little bit of live food for them as well. Get yourself some infusoria cultures going. Copepod cultures, rotifer cultures. There's so many things that you can have sent to your door during these isolation time. And he said insulation then. And you can be getting on with all kinds in your little sheds, in your living rooms, or in your attics, or wherever you want to put these little things. Get yourself a little tank if you've got one in the loft, and breed something. We all know that you can't go to the shops and buy fish. I'm not sure if the mail order fish supplies are still going on, delivering those to your door. I'm not sure of that at the moment. I'm not sure if Tropco are still sending fish to the door in the UK. I'll have to have a check, because I might need a few bits shortly if we can't, because I can't do breeding videos without fish. Little anemones there, look at those, got some lovely colours there, pinks and mauves. They're all for sale on eBay, guys, if you want to have a look at any of those. I don't think I've priced up these two here or put them on, but that one's on there for sale, and they're absolutely stunning. That's the sort of size they're going to get if you do buy one for your tank. I'll post that to you straight to your door. Look at the size of that. That is a hammer colony. Massive. Got to put that in my tank. I've got to start up a new tank shortly. I think we're going to have a nice big reef tank build coming on shortly, because I'm getting all these corals, I'm breeding them, but I'm not keeping any for myself, and I should be, I think. Look at that, absolutely stunning. Little Mr. Plecko there doing his work. Munch, munch, munch. Happy little boy there, look. Mr. Bronze Plecky, Mr. Bronze Corrie, I apologise, over there in the corner. That's one of the ones we bred many months back now, that you saw hatching and running around in the tank. as a tiny little fry, all grown up. Look at that. I will try and keep one of something. The rest of them sold to good homes. If you're wondering what those heaters, those cables are, they're under gravel heaters. They run along the base, all the wires run along there, and it warms the soil up. And it really does make a difference with the plant growth. It really does. Where have you gone? There you are. Got to clean this glass. Look at it, it's disgusting. Some of the shrimp up there as well. The old Paludarium still doing really well. Could do with a little bit of a trim back now. I've got 2 endlers in there at the moment. That's all we've got, but it's just nicely, it keeps it nicely ticking over. You can see the way the root systems have started to come out from the plants there. Brilliant stuff. MD Fish Tanks, congratulations to you, mate. You're doing extremely well with your YouTube channel at the moment. Hats off to you. Your sheds are looking absolutely fantastic with all your tanks in there and the different projects that you're doing and coming up with. Looking really good, and hope you and the family's keeping safe, and I might be catching up with you in the subs within the next 10 years. But like all the best, mate. You're doing a really good job. I'm glad your channel's taking off, and it's great that you've got a huge following now on YouTube, and making lots of people get into the trade and into the aquatics hobby, and keeping their little hands busy. Fantastic stuff. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do now is take you back around to the koi where we started and call this one a day, I think. And as always, like I say, look after yourselves, guys, and your families. Don't take any risks at the moment, and as always, you're all stars. Love you loads, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.